how do you feel this project in your eyes in this social European committee?
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question. Well, the European Economic and Social Committee is very much focused on economic issues and a little bit less focused on social issues, although the name implies both of these issues. As for family matters, we do produce some opinions, but it is mainly directed to the employment condition of family members. And of course we know that it is much more to be a part of the family, to be a member of the family. One of the new topics that is actually coming into the Economic and Social Committee is the measurement of the so-called unpaid work, or in Hungarian, because I'm Hungarian, we say the invisible work that is done in the households by parents, fathers, mothers, also children and grandparents. This is measured, or it is tried to be measured in terms of GDP. But of course it also has a measurement that cannot be translated into economic terms, because if it's not done by the parents, for example the organization of a birthday party, or to go and cook, as it was said before at the event, then it can be measured economically, but it doesn't have the value for the family in this sense.
And about the invisible work in Hungary, do you have any products, results for the invisible work to quantify or to monetize how much it represents as a family contribution to a GDP in Hungary, for example, or in other countries of Europe? Do you have some results like this?
Yes, fortunately our statistical office is doing some research on the so-called invisible work, and we already have some kind of idea of how important this is, and we say that about 30% of the work comes from invisible work, from the contribution of this invisible work. But I also have to add that this type of unpaid work is very unequally distributed among family members. We have to say that normally in a Hungarian family, women do 3 times more invisible work than men do, which is of course has an effect on their paid employment. And as a Hungarian organization, we are working on raising awareness on the importance of invisible work. We don't want to force women to go into employment. We want to raise the profile of invisible work to a standard that it is recognized by the state, and there have been some results already.
It's okay. Thank you very much.
You.
Thank you for bringing this project here.
Thank you for having me.
What is your opinion? Why did you start this project? Family and economy, or family and finance? Possible alliance here.
Salux is the foundation of the European Christian political movement. We have been around for a very long time now, at least so it feels. Always, even since our beginning as organizations, as ECPM, as Salux, we have always focused at the relation between economy and family. So it is for us a natural thing to support this work and to be part of it. And we're happy to be part of it. And our relation with FAFCE has always been a very good one. And we're having been working with them for years now. So that helps in fostering this kind of very essential part of reflection on economy. And so far we're very happy with, especially also with the document that came out of it, and because it's really a modern document. It's not nostalgia laden. It's not wanting to go back to the past. It's really future oriented, and this is the most important thing.
Okay, and the second thing is, what about this conference? What is your opinion about the 2 or 3 presenters in this morning, in the conference here in this room, which hosts 2 committees?
Well, I think they really nailed it. They really came to the core point, and that is that the idea of an individualistic economy that is just there to accumulate goods and wealth is really based on hot air. And the reality, however, of family life is foundational for life itself. And that creates the economy. A society that is merely a bunch of individuals knows no trust, and trust is the essence, is essential and the essence of economy. So I think that both the lectures reflected on that and made it very clear that we really have to change tech in this. And you see it all across Europe. There is a fundamental unease with the current economic patterns that is still very much focused on wealth accumulation and really has to be changed towards sustainability of life, which includes the family, which includes the environment. So it's not like a juxtaposition. I think there is a natural wholeness of family, environment, economy that normally should go together and not be in competition with each other. And I think the speakers made that very clear.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for this.
And thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Christos Tsironis, thank you for being here today. What is your opinion about this project of FAFCE, Family and Finance, possible alliance today?
Thank you very much for inviting me in this interview. I think it's very important, first of all, because it's something that came from a true need. It's not something that we intellectually thought about, but it's the real life that caused this meeting. I personally participated in this meeting because of the network of people who sharing the same interest about especially family situation in Europe, and not only, but also in particular issues such as family and economy. Since we are living in the era, in the times of economy, I think that it's more than important to better understand and to analyze what's the real connection between the family life or the function of family and the function of economy.
Okay, and this, from this point of view of the personal and real problems of the families, what do you think as concrete measures, what we can do in terms of future families?
First of all, as we all said and we agreed here, we have to understand the situation, to really understand the situation in all possible ways. Second is to approach the problems with a kind of interdisciplinary method. That means that we have to cooperate, social scientists, civil servants, the states, the governments, the economies, and everybody interested, and especially to get involved the young people, the family people, because it's something that belongs to them, it's their lives, it's our lives actually. And on the other hand, we have to find ways to create a field of cooperation. That means that we need hard data, as the keynote speaker mentioned it, Professor Dembinski, and we have to create a language and a field of cooperation using the hard data from different perspectives and aspects.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much.
François Meauze, enchanté pour être avec nous aujourd'hui. Quel est ton rôle en FAFCE pour le travail dans les derniers 20 ans, hein? Ou combien d'années vous avez travaillé avec FAFCE?
Eh bien, j'ai travaillé avec la FAFCE depuis ses débuts, c'est-à-dire depuis 20 ans, et je travaille avec les associations familiales catholiques françaises depuis 36 ans maintenant, donc ça fait très longtemps. Tout ça. Donc ça me permet d'avoir une vue un peu plus large, si vous voulez, en regardant en arrière. Le problème de famille et travail, famille et économie, C'est une question qui est récurrente. Elle revient et elle est abordée sous des angles différents. Elle avait été abordée de façon très officielle au moment de l'année internationale de la famille au Sénat français. Et c'était à propos d'un livre publié par un économiste français qui était professeur à la Sorbonne à cette époque-là et qui avait intitulé son livre « Famille, source de prospérité ». Aujourd'hui, nous parlons ici d'une autre façon de la famille et de ses relations avec l'économie. Et je crois qu'effectivement, les choses ont évolué, c'est-à-dire que ce que j'ai retenu d'aujourd'hui, surtout, c'est omniprésent, mais il faut le mettre aussi dans le domaine de l'économie, l'individualisme de nos sociétés. C'est-à-dire qu'on ne considère plus les groupes comme des choses importantes, et la famille est considérée comme un groupe comme un autre, comme une association de joueurs de foot ou de pêcheurs à la ligne. C'est pas plus que ça pour la plupart des gens, alors que c'est quelque chose de radicalement différent, parce que c'est un groupe de gens, effectivement, parents et enfants, grands-parents, tous les membres de la famille, qui sont liés entre eux par des liens familiaux, c'est-à-dire par un ADN commun. Et l'ADN est quelque chose qui est spécifique à l'être humain. Des joueurs de foot, ils peuvent être de tous horizons. Ils se mettront ensemble, ils se rassembleront ensemble avec des règles pour jouer dans une équipe. Une famille n'a pas de règles pour jouer en équipe. Elle joue, si on peut dire, elle vit de liens qui sont totalement différents. Ce sont des liens qui sont quelquefois même pas formalisés. Pour un enfant, être aimé de ses parents, c'est naturel. Pour des parents, aimer leurs enfants, ça va de soi. Les grands-parents sont aussi extrêmement intéressés auprès de leurs petits-enfants. Et à l'heure actuelle en économie, le rôle des grands-parents est absolument capital. Parce que lorsque les familles ont des difficultés d'emploi, bien souvent, ce sont les grands-parents qui aident, qui font le passage des moments difficiles, qui aident au passage des moments difficiles. Et ça, dans une société, même les meilleurs amis ne font pas ça. Il faut vraiment être attaché et lié aux gens par des liens très particuliers pour se donner tout entier.
Et François, est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose que toi a été impressionné dans cette conférence d'aujourd'hui?
Alors, ce que j'ai cru comprendre, et j'espère que j'ai bien compris, c'est qu'il faut que nous regardions les choses autrement, d'une façon nouvelle. C'est-à-dire qu'il faut que nous cessions de vouloir traduire les choses en chiffres. Parce que les chiffres, finalement, ce ne sont que des chiffres. Il n'y a pas de vie derrière des chiffres. Ce qu'il faut arriver à montrer, à mettre en évidence, c'est les bienfaits que l'on reçoit et que l'on donne. Dans une famille, il y a toujours le don et la réception du don. Il y a toujours cet échange. C'est ça la vie, c'est un échange. C'est pas être statique et se dire « moi je suis là, je suis la meilleure, je reçois tout et je suis très contente parce que j'ai tout reçu. Hein, je suis très très contente parce que j'ai tout donné. Et je suis contente de voir les résultats de ce que j'ai donné. Même quand quelquefois ces résultats ne sont pas toujours exactement ce qu'on aurait voulu, parce que la vie familiale peut vous réserver des surprises. Mais on a fait de notre mieux, on a semé, c'est pas nous qui récolterons, mais c'est pas grave. Le monde est monde depuis longtemps, il survivra. Moi, je suis sûre que la famille, malgré toutes les turbulences qu'elle vit et toutes les difficultés qui sont les siennes, elle est suffisamment forte en elle-même pour ne jamais disparaître et ne jamais se faire complètement marginaliser. Ça, j'en suis sûre.
Merci
voilà.
François.
Merci.
So Vincenzo, what can you tell me about this project, Family and Finance? How long it was and how did you feel all the steps of the project?
This project has been inspired by the reality of my family, because if you live in a family, you have to solve the problems of your family. And most of the times you have problems because the systems, bankers, enterprises, and so on, they don't recognize you. They don't recognize you as a productive body. For example, if you go to a bank just asking for investment in your family, the bankers don't understand you, because for them you are just a subject of consumption. When you realize that contradiction, you try to solve this, because it's not a problem that comes from the normal problems. There are problems that come from the incapacity of the system to understand the real function of the family. The family is not just the place of love. The family is much more than a place of love. We have to let everybody understand that we have to define the family in all its functions. So we need to get wider the definition of the family, including also the economical function.
What is the today conclusions from the meeting of this alliance possible between family and finances? What are your opinions after today?
I think that after today we have to be very happy, because we understood that by this topic we can have many fans of the family. So up until now we spend a lot of time just discussing about identity. That's very important, but even though we win our public debate, we do not convince anyone to get married, but that is our goal. So we need to convince people to get married. But in order to do that, we need also to show the beauty of the family without avoiding the problems. But making family is a very good thing. To do that, we need that the people recognize also the beauty of the family. Today, maybe we realize that we have friends that want to join this project. And more people we can convince that the family is a beauty thing to spend our life and our vocations.
Okay, what do you think should be the next steps in your view about the alliance between family and finance?
I think that now we have to go forward to speak with enterprises and with bankers. I hope that if we can get also this fan of the family, I mean the banks and the enterprises, maybe we can close the circle and being able to create a new public opinion on the family.
Okay, what the role do you think has economic European social committee where we are now today? In this matter?
Up until now, it seems that to speak about the family was not politically correct, because the family was an institution who could divide the society, because we were talking about just the identity. Now we don't have to speak, it's not necessary to speak about the identity, now we have to speak about the function. If you look at the function, this institution will be very important, because the family contributes to the common goods. And as this function of the family is natural and is without doubt the function of the family, I think that a public institution like this must take care of the family.
Thank you, Vincenzo. So, Paul Dembinski, great honor to be here. So, what do you think about this project, family and finance? Since we started, you were from the beginning. What is your opinion about this project from your background point of view?
I think that finance has to be domesticated. We have seen 10 years ago that finance left alone is able to disrupt the world. Family is the place of peace and sharing. So finance is to serve not only society, but when we speak about serving society, we should speak finance serving families. And families means not only the couple with the children, but also the intergenerational story. Because finance is about long term. Finance is about the future. Finance is about the credit for young generations to build their future based also on the family resources. So I think we have really to develop new instruments, financial instruments serving the intergenerational family. It links to social problems, what we have the problems of with elderly people, with care costs and so on and so on. So it can solve societal problems and family problems.
Thank you for this. And what about today meeting in this European Committee of Social in Brussels?
I think it's very important to gather some energy beyond the reflection and let's say the research about the role of the constructive role of families in society, and that we have been trying to do today, and we have been trying to do in one or two previous meetings, to gather a momentum to bring interdisciplinarity, because this discourse should not be left to one discipline. It's not a matter of sociologists, or anthropologists, or economists. It is a matter of, let's say, all disciplines to bring their evidence, to bring their methodologies, to bring their concepts, in order to build a European research task which will be able to demonstrate to our politicians that family matters.
And because you are working in this Observatoire de la Finance, what is the relation between ethics and finance? Do you think it's a combination between ethics or relation ethics, finance and family?
I think that there is no ethics without family, and even central bankers start to discover it, that you cannot only regulate. You need people that are able to take the regulation, to understand the regulation, and on this basis to act in an ethical way. So lawyers can produce regulations, but families can prepare the kids for ethical thinking. Of course, this ethical thinking has to be developed, has to be cultivated, etc., etc. But it's very difficult to imagine an ethical thinking without the beginning somewhere in the family environment, in the friendly family environment.
Thank you. So, Mr. Christoph, so what is your opinion? You are new in this project, so what is your opinion of this alliance between family and finance? It is possible today? What are the connections between the family and finance today?
I would say that the finance is an indicator. Yeah, how does the family work or is involved in the whole community? Of course, the family life have other subjects to take a look at, and the finance is like an output indicator. How is the relationship to the environment, and also which impact has it to the family life?
Okay, and what are your conclusions from today, the today meeting in the European institution? What do you feel important for you and your life or your family?
What I've learned today, I think that the family could be a financial Goliath. Perhaps if we put the right arguments to the family and give them the power and the voice also for the kids, for the children, to the family, which is their role within our community in Europe.
Because I know that in Austria is starting with this year, with January, there is an allocation of €1,000 per family for the second children, and will pay less taxes. So what is your opinion about Austria, or the role of the family and finance in Austria?
This is a very important support, especially for young families, to get here support, and also that everybody say we support this young family, that they spend a lot of money for the family life, and also in the economic way. I think this is the right way to support this one, and it's also a signal that the family is a value in our community.
Thank you for this interview. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Matteo, can you tell me something about this project, family and economy? You were from the beginning. What is your opinion about this project?
Well, this is a much needed project. I've been looking the last probably 15 years of my life on how to commit my academic skills, or things that I have the pleasure to learn for my job, to really something that I care about. And the topic of the family is something I really care about, first as a personal endeavor, but second, I'm really happy that I finally found a place where I can put it in terms of academic topics to be explored and learned and developed. So today it was nice to see that the group is getting larger, that we are outreaching to new people, and we are finally also translating our intuitions into good ideas that can be sold outside our own circle and are convincing to other people. So I would say that has been a very successful meeting.
Good. So from your point of view, because you said about the academic point of view, what should be the outcome or the future development from the academic point of view for this project?
Well, I personally feel the urgency as an academic to better understand the topics we are dealing with. And I think the way we approach the family, especially from an economic point of view, is just almost wrong. Maybe not entirely wrong, but there is something wrong. And we see the consequences of these bad theories about the families in the policies we implement. And the failure is under everybody's house. Shrinking fertility rates, broken families, decreasing rates of marriage, and so on and so forth. And I really see a very large room for improving theories and also improving the empirical work on the family.
Perfect, because you are teaching happiness in the University of Rumsa. So what is the connection families and the happiness?
Well, I'm not, that's something I teach. It's not the center of my subject, but I certainly dedicate sometimes in every class I do to teach people about the importance of the happiness studies. And the evidence we have now gathered for the last many years, so at least 50 years, is that being part of a strong and established and long-lasting family union, so basically translated a marriage, a successful marriage, makes people happier, healthier, more satisfied with their lives, with their time, leisure time, and also incredibly also with their working time. That's another aspect of these studies that emerge.
Okay, thank you, Matteo.
You're welcome.
The first question, Antoine Renard. Thank you for your coming here. You are from the beginning of this project. What is your opinion? Why FAFCE started this project, family and finance?
FAFCE starts this project because as family associations, we think we have to say something to the society, and we see today that the European Union is looking for some future, and the politicians are a bit uncertain, and we really want to contribute and let them know that among all the crises which are well known in Europe, the crisis of employment, the crisis of demography, the crisis of migrants, and the crisis of environment, we have to tell them that the family is not an additional crisis to this, but a very good means to solve or to help solving all those four. And we thought we have to say how the family contributes to the general economy in the real sense of it, not only the financial economy, but the economy in general, which means the common good.
Okay, thank you for saying this common good. So for this conference at the European level, what do you think is important for you after today's meeting? Alliance between family and finance is a possible alliance?
Yes, after this meeting, I'm quite convinced, because we are a limited team, but I've seen a lot of motivation, and I've seen a lot of ideas that, and also names of people who could join this little group. So I'm very happy with this meeting, because now I'm quite certain that we have to continue, and we will.
Thank you for this. One more question is, what are your opinion about the work after this? So do you plan to develop some metrics for the contribution of the family to the economy? What do you think?
I think we have to put a little bit more brains around the table, and of course one target would be to have a book and to distribute, and to have a matrix to make analysis, to foster and to underline and to give examples of what we want to promote.
Okay, so from the term of FAFCE, do you think FAFCE will be involved in all the countries in Europe for supporting this project, or this will be only an isolated project of FAFCE?
No, I'm quite optimistic that we will get the interest from all others, and each and everyone will contribute. And I also expect that maybe because of that project, we could also have more members also in FAFCE.
Okay.
That's my expectation, at least.
Thank you. Nicola, the first question for you is, you are involved from the beginning in this project, family and economy. What do you think about this project? Why FAFCE need this project, family and finance?
Well, it's because I think we are called to be a creative minority. And that's what FAFCE, as the Federation of Catholic Family Associations in Europe, is called to do, to be a creative minority in this environment, which is sometimes hostile, which is sometimes not really family friendly. We are really called to create and to invent new ways to present the challenge and the beauty of the family to everybody. That's why we thought that family and economy, family and finance are very good topics to go beyond ideological conflicts and to speak in concrete terms, without hiding our identity, without hiding the truth, but really speaking in very concrete terms, which is the beauty of the family and why the state and the public authorities, the European Union, need to support and to promote the family.
Because we are in the European institution here, this Economic Social European Committee. What are the results, outputs of this meeting today? Are you satisfied from your point of view of organizer for this?
Yes, from my point of view, I think it was a good result. Simply the fact that, as Mrs. Yo told, it's so much time there was no conference on the family in this house. I mean, this is the European Economic and Social Committee, which is supposed to be the house of European citizens, where all civil society organizations are invited to intervene and to be active contributors to the European Union project. So I think that's already the fact itself that this conference took place here today. It's already a good success, because we could speak about the family. The focus today in this house was on the family. The president of the committee came to speak about the family, to speak about how it's important for a society, that the society cannot grow, cannot develop in a sustainable way without taking care of its most basic cell, which is the family.
Perfect. So from this point of view, what will be the next step? So is this the final step for this project in your view, or what are the next steps of this family and finance project?
Yeah, thank you. That's a good question, because we presented this document here, Stronger Families for a Flourishing Society. And in this document we have 10 points. Actually, on each one of these points, we could have a policy paper, a conference. We have so much to do with this. We speak about public finances, population decline, sustainable future, GDP, civic engagement. Well, all these things we are often speaking, even here in the European institutions, we are speaking about these issues, but we always neglect the most basic factor for a flourishing society, which is the family. So that's just the beginning.
Okay, what are the next steps from your point of view?
Well, concerning concrete steps, we are looking forward to another meeting of researchers in 2019. So the idea is really to put together the world of the academia, to think about that, and to feed the political reflection, the political thinking, to really inspire concrete policies in favor of the family. We know that family policy is not an EU competence, but we know that the European Union is the best place where to share best practices and also to inspire good policies. And that's why we are here today.
So do you have resources to develop further approach for this subject, family finance, or do you need any more resources for this?
Of course, we need more people to think about that. We need good researchers. So that's just also a kind of call I make here, that we really need people to think about that, to join us, to contact us if they want to help, not only from the world of the university, of the economy, but also for the politics and the civil society in general. That's also maybe the occasion to make a call for funding, because that's very important that we devote resources, concrete resources, financial resources to these kind of projects, because the future of our children is at stake here.
Perfect. Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you.